welcome to Creamer Media's Resources Watch, a weekly video roundup of the events and people making and shaping the news in the mining industry. This week, Copper 360's underground copper mine set to open 3 months ahead of schedule, South Deep wind power decision drawing closer, and hydrogen's irreplaceable role highlighted by platinum-linked venture capital provider. Last month, copper mining company Copper 360 surprised on the upside by producing its first copper concentrate from surface material well ahead of schedule.
All the credit here has to go to our team. Our Chief Operating Officer is Gordon Thompson, who comes with a wealth of experience. He's managed big mines. So, he's got all of that experience in planning. We've just appointed a new mining director, Pierre Heeman, that I know from the old Barberton gold mine days. And he's joined with all his experience. And then, we've got some fantastic people on the engineering side, mine captain side that have joined. And I think it's that experience of the people that we've now got on board that helped us to get ahead of schedule. There was quite a few innovative things the team has done to see how they could pull that schedule forward. And they've done it. And it doesn't always go your way, Martin. As you know, we've battled very long on the SXEW, so it doesn't always go your way. But we're very fortunate to say this time it's gone our way, and we've been able to win some time and put some runs on the board.
Goldfields expect to be in a position to decide on the establishment of a wind power project at the South Deep gold mine west of Johannesburg in the third quarter of this year.
I do believe that Goldfields is one of the leaders in our sector when it comes to mitigating climate change impact. And particularly if you think about the programs and projects that are underway to reduce our carbon footprint, I think demonstrates our willingness to make a difference. We all have a role to play in combating climate change and the impact that it is having on our planet and our minds and our people. We can just see by the report that we've spoken about in terms of production, the impact of severe weather events is having, and we certainly believe that that is going to become more prevalent. We are targeting 30% net emission reduction and 50% absolute emission reduction by 2030. This calculation is based on an assumed production volume of around 2.8 million ounces by 2028. Critically, we are, like many other corporates, committed to a net zero by 2050 against our 2016 baseline.
The role of hydrogen in the decarbonization of the hardest to abate sectors of the global economy continues to be highlighted as irreplaceable by AP Ventures.
We remain very excited by the sector. It's an existing market today. There's a tremendous amount of grey hydrogen that is produced on the market, and we ultimately, at a minimum, need to decarbonize that hydrogen production. Today, that's used in oil refineries and some other emerging applications. In the future, it's going to be used in aviation fuels and steel production and transportation and other verticals. But based on what I see today, we have a very robust pipeline. We continue to see a lot of interesting technologies, and I think a lot of countries remain committed to their original hydrogen strategies and agendas. That said, we can't hide away from the fact that the last year has been a little bit more challenging for the transition. Interest rates have been higher. There's general concern around, politics and the state of play. There's multiple wars, in the Middle East and Europe. And I think all that's provided a little sense of caution. So if I look back to, say, 2 or 3 years ago, we're certainly in a slightly more cautious perspective. That's not a bad thing. I think we want to see sensible investments made. We want to scale the most interesting and relevant technology. We don't want to see the wrong technologies get funded. So I think to the extent that that's causing people to be a bit more thoughtful and mindful about what gets funded, I'm all for that. But I guess, one of the takeaways I want to leave you with is that we still see hydrogen as playing effectively an irreplaceable role in decarbonizing the hardest to abate sectors.
For mining news as it breaks, stay logged on to miningweekly.com and register for our free daily newsletter.